don't know how I have overlooked this for so long. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna, and if you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. We are in our 8th year of homeschooling, about halfway done really. And we have a 7th grader and a 3rd grader. And today I want to share with you what my 3rd grader is using for math. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. So here's the deal. I didn't realize that I have not shared what my youngest is currently doing for math for 3rd grade for the 2024-2025 school year. I have shared updates about it. I've talked about what we were gonna use, and I even have a video on this channel of my oldest using the exact same program when she was younger. And I think maybe in getting caught up in what my oldest was using and talking about our struggles with that and the focus with that, I just completely spaced on sharing this piece. So I'm gonna make up for it now. Let's talk about Math UC Delta level. If you don't know, Math UC is a homeschool curriculum. They are a faith-based company. However, I have not found anything problematic in using. I've used levels all the way from primer up through starting principles of secondary mathematics, which is their Algebra 1 program, and I've never found anything that ruffled my secular feathers, if you will. So I enjoy the program. We have enjoyed the program. It is a mastery-based approach, which means that yes, they do recap a little bit, and yes, they do cover a few other things. Like at the end of the books, you tend to get more into the money and measurements and time, things like that in the younger levels. But what they do is they essentially focus on one concept at a time. So you are not learning single-digit multiplication and division at the same time. You will learn all of multiplication, which is what my daughter did last year in 2nd. And then this year, she's learning all division. And it starts from 10 divided by 1, all the way through multiple digit numbers divided by multiple digit numbers. So it really does run the full gamut all in one curriculum piece. The book is broken down into 30 lessons, which we tend to do half in the fall, half in the spring, and then there are unit tests, like a final exam kind of thing. And I'm gonna show you in just a moment how we are using it. But let me talk about, I do love the program. I was first introduced to it in Timberdoodle curriculum kits, and so it is like one of the things that we get in our kits every year. I love the Math UC program. As you guys know, if you've been following my journey this year, we will phase this out in all likelihood before we start into algebra, because we've not had success with their new algebra program. And no, I did not look into too heavily their legacy program. We just kind of switched gears for that. But I have loved every level that we've used, with the exception of the Algebra 1 this year for my oldest. So we will continue using it for a couple of reasons. 1, I already own the bulk of the things. 2, I'm not gonna fix what's not broken for her. And I think that is enough. I like the way to use it. I've found a great way to suit it to our style and our schedule, and that's good enough for me. If you know, if you've been here for a period of time, we are using this for my 3rd grader. She operates about a level ahead of where like the Timberdoodle kits track her at, but these are not by grade level. So she is just operating on her own math level, which is, again, a little ahead of, I think, where she'd be otherwise, and ahead of her public school counterparts. Now, because of that, and honestly, this is the way I operate my homeschool, and it always has been for both kids, I don't stress on the just rote memorization of things, especially of math facts. I never have. We do things to reinforce, so utilizing programs like Schoolhouse Rock and flashcard apps, and she plays the Prodigy math game, and and blank times tables. So we've utilized those pieces just to help get it a little more quick and rapid firing, but I do not force my children to memorize all of the things. They'll pick it up, they'll do it enough, they'll get there. I don't stress about that. Now, I do tend to because I always feel she's a summer birthday, so I always feel like she's younger, and then she's ahead, so she's even younger. I tend to align my expectations with that, but I recognize that, I mean, she's a big kid now, so I've got to start getting out of that. So we are no longer making a lot of those exceptions, especially when it comes to our math. So let's pop over. I'm going to give you a look inside the program. So if you are unaware, the program set that I get comes with a DVD, digital online access, which is what I'm going to show you, a teacher's guide, which I have from years before, so I'm no longer purchasing that, and then a student workbook and a student test guide. And I'm going to show you how we're using them, what it looks like, all of that in just a moment. Math, you see, is founded on the premise of like you get an integer set, and so it's very manipulative. They focus a lot on the hands-on, and the things on the pages match exactly the hands-on, which match exactly what Mr. Demi is using in his online courses. So there is a large amount of continuity throughout the program, which I do think serves children very well. So let's pop over. I'm going to show you inside the digital access and then give you a down shot into some of these books. Let's go. Okay, so here is a look inside my Demi Learning Digital Toolbox. Now I can assign students. I've got my digital packs, help and support, digital tools, so video guide, manipulatives tool, so you can use it right online, worksheet generators, so you can generate more worksheets, online drills, and then my digital packs. Now, like I said, I have owned a lot of levels, and this doesn't even have the younger levels on it. But let me give you just a look inside. They also have their corrections and errors on here, which is nice. A look inside the Delta program. Now, when I click over, it has, again, your digital tools that you may need up top. And then it has your lessons down the left-hand side, like I said, 30 lessons, and it's got videos and then all of your stuff right in line. So let's just go pick, we'll look at 25 like we were looking at in the book. Here we go. Now I can click play lesson, and Mr. Demi is giving us our lesson. I can make it big. I've got all the normal video player tools here. Now down here, solutions. It has the test solutions, the different lesson solutions that you can click right into, which is really cool. And then also glossary, resources, and the error log if you need that, which is always handy. So this is inside the digital toolbox for math. You see Delta. Let's go over and I will try to give you, here you go, virtual manipulatives. Let's get a look at this really fast because I've actually never done it. Intro. Oh, here we go. So look, watch, 10 block. It's so cool. I've never done it. I'm going to have to see if my daughter wants to do it, use these instead because this is pretty sweet. Okay, what's that? Oh, it's a pen. You can write it out all like Mr. Demi does in the video. Oh, and an eraser. Okay, look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh, the different paper backgrounds. All right, I'm sold. Well, I've never looked at this. Glad I looked at that this time. All right, that's it. Okay, so here is a look. We've got our test booklet, student workbook, and instructor manual. Now, the instructor manual covers exactly what is on the video. So there is that, but it's got all the examples worked, and then at the back it has the solutions. So that's really kind of the thing I use it for the most, to be honest. Now, the student workbook. Let me explain to you the way that they expect you to use it is you watch the video, and then every lesson has A, B, C, D, E, F, and G worksheets. And then every single chapter has a chapter test, okay? Lesson test. And then every 7 or so lesson tests, you get a unit test. That is not at all how we use it. So what we will do is we will watch, because, okay, so the worksheets are broken out a little differently. We've got lesson practice, systematic review, and then application and enrichment. So here is the way that we use it. We'll do the video on Monday along with the lesson practice A worksheet. If we do well on A, for Tuesday, we skip B and do C. We do well on that, skip D, or we'll do D on Wednesday. Do well on that, skip E, and do F on Thursday. And that is what we do for the week. I do not do lesson tests. We rarely do application and enrichment unless sometimes they're like fun colorings or things like that that she wants to do. So we'll let her do that. And then we just do the unit tests. And that is how we use the Math UC program. As you can see, none of the pages really have all that many problems on them. And see what I was talking about, this is what we're getting into for third grade is, 4-digit numbers divided by 2-digit numbers. And they're a big focus on word problems. So that is what we are doing for third grade math. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this look into what we are using for third grade math for the 2024-2025 school year. As I have stated, I do love the Math UC program, and Math UC Delta has served us very well. You will be hearing more about how we are actually doing with that this year in our very shortly upcoming mid-year recap, so stay tuned for that. I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up.